Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, and welcome! Today is Sunday, July 14th, 2019. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for this full streaming day. How is everyone? I hope you've been having a good weekend. I hope that you are in good spirits. Or that if you're not, that maybe I could cheer you up a bit today. I guess we'll see, right? Hello, hello. I see people are beginning to arrive and file into the stream, and that's a good thing. What is up? So let's talk, everybody, about what you guys can expect in the coming week, because the schedule has been shifted around a little bit. Not too much, but, you know, yesterday things went a little bit awry with me, and having some issues getting sleep and having to rearrange the schedule. But I think overall it ended up being pleasant for everyone. People seemed to enjoy the on-the-fly adjustments that I made yesterday, so that it wasn't so much of, oh no, you know, the schedule changed and everything's all screwed up or whatever, okay? So yesterday, I was supposed to do my premiere stream of Dragon Quest Builders 2. That didn't happen, so instead, I started super late and I did a stream of Judgment on my first gameplay stream, okay? And then I adjusted on the fly, and we did Dragon Quest Builders 2 late last night. Started around 6 p.m., and we went till around 9:30, okay? So we did about 3 plus. We did about 3 plus hours, all right, of content of Dragon Quest Builders 3. Or excuse me, Dragon Quest Builders 2. And my ultimate feelings about the game so far. It's definitely interesting, okay? It's very different from Minecraft for sure, which is basically anytime you get a game these days that has some kind of building, mining, or crafting, people say it's Minecraft, all right? It's not. Minecraft is in itself its own entity, and there are many games that have variations of things from Minecraft, and this is one of them, all right? From what I'm seeing so far, the game is a unique combination of factors. It's got a pretty... I would say it's an interesting plot, although it really is kind of... How can I say? It's interesting, but at the same time, I don't know where it's going, and I don't know if it's going to be the focus of the game to have an ongoing RPG-style plot. It definitely is right now. It almost seems like the game is an RPG, only has action-based and crafting elements. You know, you got a mission structure, you've got do this fetch quest, do this task to advance to the next stage of the story. Oh, when you complete your task, you get rewards, right? Which is basically, that's an RPG formula. All right, that's not Minecraft. Minecraft is just play and do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? No real guidance, no consistent path of what you want to do. In this game, there's definitely consistent paths of what the stuff that you want to do, and you have to complete these story-based missions in order to advance to the next level of whatever you can do in the game. Now, is it going to stay like that? I have no idea. We only played for 3 hours last night. And it could very well be that this is still considered the tutorial of the game, and it's gonna break out and be very different. You know, it could be very different later on. Okay, we have to see. We have to see how it goes. We're only 3 hours into the game. All right, and it's, you know, you can't really judge a game after only 3 hours in the modern era, especially a game like this, where again it seems like they're just slowly edging us into the gameplay elements, all right? But anyway, that's one of the major differences between this and Minecraft is actual, you know, objectives, missions, complete a mission, get a reward. Reward allows you to unlock new stuff. Totally different from Minecraft, okay? The other thing is, the combat is quite interesting because you've got all the enemies from Dragon Quest, okay? All the classic enemies from the Dragon Quest franchise put into a fully action-based 3D plane. Now, I didn't play Dragon Quest Builders 1, but I'm assuming that had this as well. But for me, this is the first time experiencing this, so it's kind of neat to see these long-standing enemies from the Dragon Quest franchise finally kind of not 2D. You know what I mean? Like rendered in full 3D, you can run around them and you see their magic spells and stuff in a 3D plane rather than just turn-based combat. However, you know, again, being very matter of fact and honest so far, the combat's been incredibly simplistic. Like, it's, you run and you mash, and that's it. You run around, you mash the button to attack, and then you try to run around again to dodge whatever's happening. Oh, they're going to attack you? Take 4 steps back, or walk to the side and hope that the magic spell misses you. Then go back and mash the button some more and wail on them again, okay? Now, this could definitely just be the early game. I don't know, as the game progresses, if there's actually going to be more than that. There very well may be more advanced combat features than that, and it could be, again, we're so early in the game that it's very simplistic, and it'll get better and or more complex as times progress, all right? I don't know. I'm just telling you from my honest 3 hours of experience last night, my impressions and what I'm thinking about the game, all right? So, so far, all right, am enjoying it. I think that it's interesting and unique in the fact that it combines direct RPG elements with a crafting style gameplay. And so far, so good. 3 hours in, I like it, but I'm curious to see where it goes today. You know, today we're going to do a 4-hour stream. So by the end of today, I should be around roughly 7 hours into the game. You know, will the game have opened up and become more interesting? Will there be a lot more crafting to do? Will we still be set into this mission-based structure of gameplay? Will the combat get any different? You know, we're going to see today, okay? So some people have been asking me questions about this game. The first primary question I'm getting, all right, is, do I think this will be an actual mainstream playthrough, or is this going to be a chill stream that I do at night, okay? And my answer to that is, I don't know yet. We're not far enough into the game. You know, I feel once I play some more and we get a better feel for what the game is today, maybe I'll have a better answer for all of you. But I don't want to jump the gun and say one thing or the other. You know, right now, I'm enjoying doing it as the main stream today, and we'll see what happens and go from there, all right? The other thing is people are saying, am I going to drop Minecraft now that we've got Dragon Quest Builders 2 into the schedule? I don't know. It seems to me the games are very different. You know, Minecraft I worked on for 7+ months to get to where I am, and even though we're in a sticky situation right now in Minecraft tonight, I'm going to try to get out of it. And people have really enjoyed the Minecraft stuff. You know, what I've been doing with Minecraft is, the past few weeks, the top contributor gets something named after them in the game world, which people have really enjoyed. Now I have 2 main areas to work on, not only my homestead, I guess I could call it, but also this village that I've built up for the past month and a half. And I finally started to develop the village where now there's more villagers, and they're growing and maturing, and they're going to get more jobs and stuff. And I think people have really enjoyed that, okay? So, you know, for me, I do feel that the games are different at this point. Again, I can't really say much about this yet until I play more of it, but I do feel that they're very different. In fact, today I'm playing both games. If anything, okay, if you're wondering, gee, will Phil drop Minecraft and just play this, or will he play both? I think today might be a good test. We're going to play Dragon Quest Builders 2 for 4 hours. Later tonight, my chill stream is Minecraft, and that's going to be 2 hours. Today, let's see what happens. How different are these games? Does this end up being a fun day for everyone? Or by the end of the day, are people like, man, that was too similar of gameplay, and honestly, I wish that Phil wouldn't do that again, right? Let's see. Let's actually judge together and go from there, okay? So, today may be an interesting test, all right? So there you go. There's your questions answered so far. Not really definitive answers because we don't know yet. We got to get more into this game and then make judgments, okay? Fair enough? All right. So that's today. We're going to have Dragon Quest Builders 2 here on the first stream. 4+ hours of gameplay. Should be fun. And then later tonight, Minecraft, my weekly stream, where I try to get out of the nether. If you're not aware, I'm in a giant problem. I'm in the nether. I'm trapped. My nether portal's broken. I have no way to relight the portal. And basically what people are saying is I need to basically drop all my items, kill myself, grab a flint, and I forget what the other thing is, relight my nether portal at my home. And then rush back into the nether, grab the items, and get the fuck out of there before the items despawn because they only exist for about 5 minutes in-game time, okay? If I lose all my items, I mean, that's going to be pretty fucking upsetting, to say the least. You know, this is full diamond armor, a diamond sword, you know, all these items that I've saved up for a well-populated map. It would pretty much be a horrible disaster for a game that I played for 7 months. It would mean tons of hours of work to try to get that stuff back. Some of it is irreplaceable, okay? So I really hope that I can get my stuff back tonight. If not, I don't even know. I'm being very honest here. If I can't get my shit back, I don't even know if I want to play again. Because that's like 7 months of work thrown away just because people wanted me to go to the Nether, which I've told you a million times I don't want to do because it's a fucking pain in my ass and a waste of time. It's frustrating. It destroys the vibe of the stream. And quite frankly, it might actually ruin the playthrough at this point. 7 months ruined. And so, you know, I really hope tonight we can fix this. I do. I don't mind losing the experience levels for dying. It's not a big deal. I can get those back. But getting rid of all this incredibly, you know, tough to get and tough to re-get stuff, that's going to piss... Like, it's going to be so frustrating, you know? So I guess we'll see tonight how that goes, okay? Let's see how it goes. All right? So that's tonight. That's the late stream, okay? Tomorrow, it will be a major stream of Super Mario Maker 2. I've been doing this once a week for the last, 3 weeks to a month. People seem to really enjoy the Super Mario Maker stuff I'm doing. I'm sure it'll be a mix. People will send me stages as suggestions to play, some of which I'm sure will be incredibly challenging. Others may be just fun stages. I'll be doing a mix of what people send me as well as what's available, in the online world rankings as some of the best stages. All right, and we're gonna go with that, and hopefully it'll be a fun, enjoyable stream for everyone tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow night it's going to be a 2-hour stream of Judgment, continuing on with this awesome video game that I am very much enjoying. However, I certainly hope that someone who's played the game actually helps me, because I'm at this point in the game I'm stuck. The game told me that I have a business card that I need to investigate in my inventory in order to progress the game with the story, and the business card is not in my inventory. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I'm kind of confused, so hopefully someone can clarify that for me Monday night. Tuesday is my day off this week, guys. I know that's weird. Usually Tuesday is not my day off, but it is my day off this week. So I will not be streaming on Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday with Final Fantasy IX, continuing on as the main gameplay stream, and then it's going to be Black Ops 4 Blackout as my late stream on Wednesday, okay? Thursday, we will return back to Dragon Quest Builders 2, and that will be the main gameplay stream. Thursday night, I'm not sure yet. Maybe it'll be Judgment again. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then on Friday, it's the premiere of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, okay? A game that has been, no lie, about 10 years in the making. I believe Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 came out in like 2010 or something crazy like that. I remember back in the day doing a full cooperative playthrough of this game with my friends. They came over and we had pizza and beer and we played the hell out of this game cooperatively. It was a lot of fun. It was just a good time. It was like a party atmosphere when I did it, I remember. But that was a long effing time ago. I mean, I lived in a different place. Those are my Street Fighter friends back in the days when I still played Street Fighter 4. 10 years is a long time and a lot of potential for things to change. And boy, have they changed in my life, right? So this time around, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is a Switch exclusive. I'll be playing it on the Switch cooperatively. I already have a couple people lined up who can play. And it looks like there's a couple other people who are maybe offering they can drop in and out during the course of my playthrough. So I'm going to be playing that starting on Friday, and it's going to be the main gameplay stream probably for 2 to 3 days as we go through the campaign of the game and see what it has to offer, okay? So that's going to be coming up on Friday. That's the new release for the week. And then, of course, later on I'll be balancing that with more Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest Builders, chill streaming, etc. Okay? So there you go. There you go. Holy crap. Excuse me. That was some musical burping. All right, so that's the deal for the week, guys. A few other things to talk about. All right, number one, I know many of you have been wondering what the hell's going on with the Viewer's Choice playthrough. Quite frankly, I should have an answer for everyone by tomorrow. I'm just waiting on a final verdict, per se, from my webmaster. And once we get the final verdict in, I'll have an answer. So by tomorrow, I should probably have an answer of what is the Viewer's Choice playthrough going to be. And then we could begin to discuss how I can do it. All right? You know, what version of what game am I playing and yada, yada, yada. All right? We could further discuss this probably starting tomorrow. Okay? So I'll have more information for you tomorrow. That's a good thing. Let's see. In addition to that, as you guys know, there's a monthly sub goal this month. And we hit 525 subs this month. I'll be doing a Rageathon special marathon event. However, we are far from hitting that goal right now. We are about halfway through the month. We are not even close to hitting the sub goal. Please, guys, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps out, and you get a ton of stuff for it, including access to over 35 plus emotes. You don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. You get a cool chat crown badge. In particular, hint, 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 this coming week there's going to be a lot of new emotes added in celebration of some new game playthroughs, okay? So, hint, 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 good time to subscribe to me right now. You're going to get access to some pretty epic and fun emotes in the next week, okay? Fair enough? Hint, hint, hint. Okay. I just need time to do it. And, you know, I'm hoping in the next day or two I'll have time to set those up, so. Hint, hint, hint. Also, some really great news. I announced this on Twitter last night, but I'll publicly announce it on today's pre-stream. Last night, someone purchased the pre-order of the Genesis Mini off of my Amazon wish list. So that I'm actually going to be getting the Genesis Mini at launch in September. That's really cool. That means a couple things. Number one, it means when it shows up, which, you know, who knows with Amazon delivery, what time it'll show up or whatever. But when I get it, I'll be doing a live unboxing on stream, showing you guys exactly what comes in the Genesis Mini, what it looks like in the packaging, etc. We're going to do a live hookup stream where basically I hook the thing up, and I get it working with my capture setup. And then that week that it first premieres and is out there, I'm going to be covering it. I'll probably be doing several streams where we investigate all the games that are present on the Genesis Mini, okay? Now, the Genesis, I owned a Sega Genesis in the 1990s. I owned a good amount of games for it, including Sonic 1, 2, Sonic Spinball, all the X-Men games I owned. There were 2 or 3 X-Men video games on the Genesis that I owned, and were pretty damn good games, amongst many others. But this Genesis Mini is basically going to have a great variety of games on it. I believe it comes with 40 games. And this will be a good opportunity for us to explore the history of Sega as a console maker and a game developer. You know, it'll be a very fun event, I think. It'll be something special and different in the midst of, you know, otherwise a very busy gaming season. We'll have some good variety of stuff to do in September, okay? So, this should be fun and exciting, and I'm looking forward to this in September. And I want to say shout out and thank you to the person who got that for me. That is very generous of you, and it's basically going to create a bunch of new content for my streams and YouTube that week. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it, and looking forward to that for sure. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, the Lion King. I owned the Lion King. Actually, I believe I owned the Lion King for SNES. I did not own it for the Genesis. I had it for the Super Nintendo. I played the Genesis version. This is what a lot of people don't know. Back in the day, consoles were not equivalent. You know, today you could argue that if you play the PS4 or the Xbox One version of a game, that you're going to get pretty close to the equivalent experience. Back then, not so at all. Like back then, certain games could only be played on either console, much like today there's console exclusives, but there were certain games that were cross-platform, and typically the games were better on Super NES. Usually. And the reason I say that is there were some cases where the better version was on the Genesis. I would actually say, in regards to Mortal Kombat, it was funny, and the reason I say that is the overall graphics looked better and the sound was better on the Super Nintendo, but the Super Nintendo versions of Mortal Kombat games were edited. They took out most of, if you can believe it, the blood and gore. Of Mortal fucking Kombat, they censored the blood and gore. I know how stupid that sounds, but they did. On the Genesis, you had full-on blood and gore, much like the arcade games. So it was an interesting time for sure. I remember, people who only had the Genesis who would tell me about how they were playing Street Fighter on it, and I was like, dude, you understand that the Genesis version is, like, god-awful. It plays nothing like the real game. The sound effects sound like everyone's inside of a fucking tin can. Like, it's real bad. But people loved it, Back in the day, it was an interesting and different experience to play games on console, that's for sure. So I'm curious to see what it'll be like. I know there's a Mega Man game. I think isn't it like Wily's Revenge or something? There's a Mega Man game on there. There's Sonic games. There's RPGs. There's a lot of shit that's going to be on the Genesis Mini. It's going to be really fun, okay? So, I'm excited. I'm very excited for this coming up in September. It should be a pretty good time, all right? So, pretty cool announcement. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all the announcements and the stuff I have to cover for the pre-stream. So now let us move on to the next segment of our stream, which is the gratuitous plugs. Always the best part, right? Yeah, right. All right, so thank you guys for 11 awesome years, allowing me to be a content creator and share my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. Those first few years, I basically did it as a hobby after work, right? I used to put out a few videos a night on YouTube. Then, when I got laid off from my full-time job in 2010, I became a full-time gaming YouTuber. That lasted for about 6 years, from 2011 to 2017. And then, basically, YouTube's ad revenue bottom completely crashed. They lost most of their major advertisers, and it became not even possible for me to be a full-time YouTuber anymore. All right? I had to change up my formula. I had to do things differently, and I did. I became a full-time streamer right here on Twitch, right? For 2.5 years now, basically, I've been a full-time streamer on Twitch. Interactive streams. I definitely have changed up and mixed up and, in my opinion, improved my content to not only be new release content, but also chill streams of more relaxing downtime games that focus on engagement and interaction. And I really feel that I've changed for the better, all right? However, with change comes some adversity, and I no longer get pretty much any significant income from YouTube anymore. That used to be my only source of income. Now it's like absolutely next to nothing. I primarily rely on you guys, the stream viewers, to support me via crowdfunding. All right? It really is the streams that pay the bills around here, okay? So there are many ways. If you enjoy my daily live streams and you enjoy my on-demand long-form archive videos now over on YouTube's DSPGaming channel, there's many ways that you can support these efforts to keep me going and allow me to keep doing what I love. All right, let's talk about some of these. There's Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. You can give that a look. When you pledge, you earn personal perks, depending on your pledge levels. Just throwing that out there. All right, there's Teespring. On a Teespring store, you can buy all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but there's a lot of other stuff over there as well, so, consider giving that a look. But in particular, if you're here live on the stream and you want to get some fun interactions with me, the way you're probably going to want to contribute is via cheering, subbing, or tipping during today's live stream, because if you do any of those things, I will give you a live shout-out. Now, in particular, with Dragon Quest Builders 2, there's a lot of potential time for me to interact with you. It's not a very action-based game, per se, so there's a lot of opportunity for conversation, a lot of opportunity for just hanging out and talking and having fun, okay? Now, that being said, a couple things to be said up front. First of all, even though contributions help tremendously and they keep stuff going, they are not required. It's not mandatory. I just enjoy the fact that people come by and hang out with me here daily and have a lot of fun with the streams, and I'm incredibly appreciative the fact that you guys come and hang out with me on a regular basis, all right? I love this. I love that live interaction that we have. That being said, don't feel pressured that you absolutely have to contribute. You don't. But if you do, it helps tremendously. It really allows me to keep doing this, all right? So thank you in advance to anyone who does contribute. That's number one. Number two, please understand I am not obligated to say or do anything on my streams, all right? Even though, I like to, give out shout-outs and appreciation for those who contribute. This is my stream. It's subjective what I say and do on it. And I have to abide by certain rule sets. First of all, the Twitch Terms of Service. So there's certain things I just can't say or do on my stream. Number two, I have to try to maintain a kind of chill and positive vibe. The whole point of the stream is to enjoy games at face value, have fun, see my honest and live, interactions with said games up front, and basically have a good time. And that's what I try to maintain, that kind of an atmosphere around here, okay? So if you got people coming on the stream and the only reason that they're contributing is to try to get me to say something that's going to get me in trouble or to derail the stream with drama, oh, let's talk about politics and religion that's divisive and it's going to get people arguing on the stream, right? No, we're not going to do that. Oh, let's bring up that someone's insulting Phil today. No, we're not going to do that. You see what I mean? So please be understanding. Again, I will do my best to, give shout outs to those who contribute because I am incredibly appreciative that you guys allow me to do what I love. But at the same time, there's no obligation for anything, and I do have to try to maintain a certain kind of vibe around here. Fair enough? All right. So all that being said, as you can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. This leaderboard will track certain things like total number of subs, the top tipper, and the top cheerer for today's stream. Again, another way to give extra recognition to those who contribute today, right? Pretty awesome. Now, the only other thing I want to say, guys, is right now, the best way that you can help me out and contribute would be to tip me, okay? The reason I say that is because I still am waiting to get paid by Twitch for this month. It's supposed to come through tomorrow. Typically, it does come through on time, but then there's a day of processing. I have been financially screwed over for the last 2 weeks. Like, no exaggeration. I've been in a really bad position, and it's been you guys helping me out with tips to help me pay bills and stuff, which has been very, very helpful, by the way. And I want to say thank you to anyone who did tip me in the last, week to 2 weeks. You've helped me tremendously. Thank you for that. But I'm not out of the woods yet, all right? If you tip me today, those are funds I can use right away to pay bills and the like. And that's basically what I'm going for here, all right? So please consider tipping me today, if at all you can. All right? And thank you to anyone who even considers contributing in any way, but tipping is the best way, all right? Now, there's 2 ways you can tip me. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. Either way will bring up my PayPal tips page, all right? There's a couple things you want to know about this. Number one, if you're afraid that contributing online is going to lead to trolling and or negative consequences because some people will harass people who support streamers, you don't have to put up your real name. You could be anonymous, or you can make up a name and a message, don't give out your identity if you're worried about that, okay? The other thing is, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. That's a misconception, and a lot of people even say stuff like that when in reality it's not true. They just say that to try to deter people from tipping, all right? You just can easily tip someone with a debit or credit card on there, much like paying for anything else on the internet, okay? Very simple. One final thing, and I'll bring this up because people have mentioned it the past couple of days. People have mentioned that when they contribute, people then harass them on Twitch via DMs. So I will strongly recommend, guys, if you're considering being supportive today, turn off the public direct messages on Twitch. First of all, you don't need them. You don't need strangers just messaging you willy-nilly. In addition, there is a feature on Twitch to make it so that only friends, people who you friend on the website, can send you direct messages. I will strongly recommend you do that. I started streaming on Twitch in 2013. I'm not even exaggerating. Within the first week, I turned off direct messages. I have never had a single problem. Never. I never got trolled. I never had an issue on Twitch. It just seems that people that leave all their public stuff open get harassed all the time. Turn that crap off. It's my best recommendation to you, and I guarantee you're going to have a much better time here when people can't just constantly send you crap and harass you. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So there you go. Thank you guys, even for considering contributing today in any way, but tipping me helps me the most. Thank you in advance. All right. Moving on. We now get to shout-outs for those who've contributed during today's stream. And we start off today with a resubscription from Bullet Club, who resubbed for 5 months. And Bullet Club says the following. Hey, Phil, as you've progressed as a streamer and gotten more mature, do you think cussing will ultimately leave your streams? Can't wait for the stream. Let me put it this way. All right. I'm certainly not a PC guy. Everyone knows that. I don't censor myself. I don't pull punches. I'm a very honest person. And I like to express emotion in various ways. I have found in the past few years, definitely, I have, started swearing less. And if anything, the reason being is, you know, when I started on YouTube, I've told you guys this, one of my inspirations was the Angry Video Game Nerd. And he was insanely popular back in the day, okay? Like, he was crazy popular. One of the biggest things on the internet when it came to gaming was the Angry Video Game Nerd, all right? In the modern era, not so much. Is he still popular? Absolutely. Awesome that he's still around and still can make videos and make a living doing it. But he's certainly not anywhere near as popular as he used to be, okay? So, if you ever seen an Angry Video Game Nerd video, you know what I'm talking about. This guy is like, every other word out of his mouth is a swear, all right? And it kind of inspired me. I said, if I'm going to make this content for YouTube, I'm going to be irreverent and I'm going to swear constantly and it's going to attract a younger audience that's going to like my content or whatever, right? That was part of my thing, back in the day, all right? Now, over the years, I've changed, I've matured. I became way more professional about doing stuff. In particular, as I've told you guys, the last 2.5 years as I've become a more interactive streamer, it's not just about putting out said content and, you know, oh, I have to make this video that's going to attract a bunch of teenagers today on YouTube or whatever. It's more about putting out an entertaining and fun and honest stream. And I found that swearing constantly doesn't necessarily make the most entertaining content anymore. You know what I mean? In fact, a lot of cases, it might even deter people if someone just swear just for the sake of rage or swearing or getting, you know, some kind of a cheap pop, I guess you would call it if you're a wrestling fan, okay? Now, I'm certainly not saying that I don't swear. Are you kidding me? I swear all the effing time. I just said effing instead of fucking, by the way. But I swear all the time. But usually it's reserved for a situation where I feel it's warranted. It's not swearing for the sake of swearing. It's not swearing for the sake of being extreme and getting attention. It's swearing because I feel that in a certain situation, it's needed. All right? It emphasizes what's going on. It emphasizes my emotion. Okay? So, overall, over the years, yes, I swear less and I've changed for the better, I feel. At the same time, will I ever completely phase out swearing? I seriously doubt it. The bottom line is the people who don't swear at all, okay, essentially are people who are considered content creators for kids, and or family friendly. But regarding my history, I don't think anyone ever is going to consider me a family friendly content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I have changed for the better, I feel, and things are much different now than they used to be, I don't think anyone's going to say, oh yeah, Phil, you know, that guy that I love it when my kids watch his content every day. You know what I mean? That's never going to be. People are always going to look back to the extreme adult-oriented stuff that I used to do. The sexual jokes I used to make. The racial jokes I used to make, right? The things I used to do are always going to be attached to me in the future no matter what. People are never going to forget that stuff, right? So it is what it is. You know, it's not like, oh, if Phil tones down and never swears, maybe now he can appeal to a wider audience and he can get more people to watch him. That's not going to happen. You see what I mean? If anything, I know that when I improve myself as a content creator, I'm improving for the sake of better content. I'm not improving for the sake of, oh, I hope more people will tune in or whatever. If I change up and I become PC Phil, I'm not DSP, I'm PCP. Politically correct Phil. I don't know if PCP is the best abbreviation if you're trying to be PC and you name yourself PCP. I don't know if that works. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be more for the sake of, oh, I feel the streams will be better if I swear less versus, oh, I now appeal to a wider audience and I can get younger people and more family-friendly people in here. So there you go. Will I swear less in time? Maybe naturally. It's just a thing that's going to happen as I get older and more mature. I don't feel like I need to swear constantly. At the same time, you know, it would be for our own benefit as regulars of the streams and the like. It's not going to necessarily be because I'm looking to go PC mainstream or anything like that. Fair enough. All right. Mr. Bitster. Mr. Bitster did a 250-bit cheer. I said, hope you're having a great day, Phil. Thank you, Mr. Bitster. So far, so good. We haven't even started playing the game yet. But so far, so good. Thank you very much for getting us started with that 250-bit cheer. That is much appreciated. By the way, guys, reminder, if you use the cheer mode, Bleed Purple, okay, This will give 10% bonus bits to the streamer that you're cheering for. You don't even pay those bits. They just are for free. Twitch is giving them away for free. So if you're considering cheering today, please use the cheer mode Bleed Purple. It will give 10% bonus bits. Fair enough? Okay, continuing on. Liquid's first at a 50-bit cheer, and he says, I believe Mortal Kombat keeping the blood on Genesis is what helped Genesis pull ahead of the SNES. You know what? You're right. I hate to say it, but you're absolutely right, because there was this big campaign back then for the Genesis to try to come ahead, because the SNES actually was selling like hotcakes. And the Genesis was popular, don't get me wrong, but the SNES actually had become way more popular. And then all of a sudden, they said, oh, we're going to have the more adult-oriented stuff on the Genesis. We're going to have Mortal Kombat with blood, okay? And when they did that, a lot of the teen audience said, well, we want the Genesis over the SNES. The SNES is just a children's toy. You know, it's censored. It's like the Play School kiddie console, while the Genesis is the more mature console for people who want mature content, okay? It was very interesting back in the day. The console wars back in the day were something else. Like I said, today it's a much different situation when you look at consoles and stuff, how it was back then. Yeah, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It did. It gave the major push of the Genesis was this edgy kind of ad campaign where they were basically like, what was it? Genesis does what Nintendo don't, right? The Genesis has the adult-oriented games. The Genesis has blast processing, which means fast games, like Sonic. While the SNES could never handle that kind of speed in the graphics of the console. In reality, it absolutely could. It just didn't have games that were designed like that, but it absolutely could do everything the Genesis could do. It was a complete lie of a campaign. They claimed it had a blast processor, which didn't exist. They actually were telling you that the Genesis had a chip in it that didn't exist inside of it, which was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, it was very cool. It was very interesting and cool back then to see that. And then also I remember there were certain games that, like on the Genesis, they would have special characters and tie-ins that they didn't have on the Nintendo versions of the games. So it was funny because there was always competition. You would talk to your friends, oh man, I got the Genesis and I got all this. He's like, well, I got the SNES and I'm playing, you know, Zelda and I'm playing, you know, this game. And like, yeah, well, on the Genesis, I got Sonic and I got this. And it's like, damn, you know, people really went head up in competition back then. Even kids were like rivals about what console they played at home, which was kind of funny. All right, anyway, thank you for the cheer, Liquids first. We start off with the first tip of the day, a $2 tip from an anonymous tipper. And the anonymous tipper says the following. You talked about Nintendo dumbing down Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo, but they did the same thing with Resident Evil 2 where you could turn the zombie blood from red to green or blue. Family-friendly zombie games. Kappa. Yeah. Nintendo, especially back in the day, really was all about having the family-friendly console. That was the thing. I mean, that was actually one of their selling points is you get the Nintendo console, right? And you're a parent, you can feel more assured that if your kid's playing video games all day, right, that they're not being corrupted because our games don't have the massive gore and blood and we censor stuff. Like, that was actually a selling point back then. And again, like I said, most teenagers instead wanted to get the Genesis because of this, okay? And then when the PlayStation came out, so now you had the PlayStation versus the Nintendo 64, and it was kind of the same thing. The Nintendo 64 had family-friendly games, while the PlayStation 1 was more of the adult-oriented console, right? So it continued on even in the next generation of consoles. All right, so thank you for that anonymous $2 tip. Infinite55 gifted a sub to Jake Likes Frogs. Congrats to Jake Like Frogs, and thank you, Infinite, for that support. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Golden Colts tipped me $2. Now, I don't know if this is the real Golden Colts or not. The only reason I'm a little suspect is Golden Colts typically cheers, and I don't think he's tipped me much at all over the years. But this says it's a $2 tip from Golden Colts, and it says, dump YouTube, put your playthroughs on physical discs, and sell them on Amazon. What in the holy hell? Golden Colts just said in the stream chat, no, that wasn't me. Okay, so someone was impersonating you, Golden Colts. At least they weren't actually doing something insulting, which was good. But But I didn't think this was you, by the way. I suspected as much, okay? But anyway, just listen to that. Don't upload your videos to YouTube. Instead, put your videos on discs and sell them on the internet. Like, sell it on Amazon as a disc set. Incidentally, I'm not even kidding. Back in the day, this is what people told me to do. When I was first starting on YouTube, before you could monetize your gameplay videos. So we're talking from the years of 2008 through early 2011. That 2.5 years when I was basically doing it all for free, for fun. People were like, Phil, you know, we love your videos, but you should really be getting something out of it. Since you can't monetize, you should burn your playthroughs to discs and sell them as a disc set. Now, the closest comparison I can make by then, or I could make to this from back then, again, an Angry Video Game Nerd reference, guys. I told you, he really did inspire me back in the day, okay? So the Angry Video Game Nerd had all of his videos completely for free on the internet. All right, completely for free. You could watch any of his stuff at any time. You know, he had some stuff on YouTube. Primarily at that point, he was uploading his videos to GameTrailers.com. That was the exclusive agreement he had with ScrewAttack.com, who he was affiliated with back then. So he would upload to GameTrailers.com, and then later on, say like a month or two later, he would take the old episodes and upload those to YouTube after the fact, okay? But he would take his episodes, and he would make disc sets of them, and he would sell these at conventions and online as well. So you could buy one at a convention, you could buy it online, and it was cool because if you're in person at a convention, you could get it signed by him, right? It was a really cool collectible or whatever to have, a cool piece of merch to own. I actually owned the Angry Video Game Nerd's very first disc set. Now, where is that today? I have no clue. I don't know if I even still have it. I probably don't. But yeah, I used to actually personally own the Angry Video Games Nerds, DVDs myself. And, you know, it was a cool thing, but at the same time, you know, why would you buy that unless you're a super fan, right? If you're a super fan, okay, you want a collectible, you want something to get autographed. But if you could watch all the content online for free, why on earth would you make these DVDs, right? Hold on, guys. It's time for a bottle crunch. Now, for me, the DVD sets were cool because it was higher quality than what you saw on the internet. Keep in mind, back then, we were talking 10 years ago, most stuff wasn't even uploaded to 1080p to the internet. It was more like 720p or whatever. When you bought the discs, you would get the raw, high-quality, 60 frames per second video that you wouldn't get by watching just the videos on the internet, okay? So, you know, it is what it is, but back in the day, I was recommended doing that. Put your playthroughs on discs and sell them. They'll be higher quality than what's on YouTube, and then people could just watch them all in a row. Now, there's a few reasons why I never did this. The first reason was, if you guys don't realize, it takes a lot of money to do DVDs. Like, not only do you have to put the raw videos into files on said DVD, but then you've got menu design, you know, all that crap, production cost, very expensive. And back then, you know, this was before I'd ever made any money doing YouTube. So I was like, where on earth do people think I'm going to have this upfront production money to invest into making DVD sets, right? And doing this. Number two, all right, the legality of doing so is kind of a gray area. Because, as you guys know, do we consider internet playthroughs and Let's Plays legal? We do. We consider them transformative works. But it's never gone to court, okay? Now, what if someone goes to court for this thing, you know, and I invest a ton of money in making DVDs, and the next thing you know, oh, Let's Plays aren't legal, therefore you can't sell your DVDs anymore. Now I'm stuck with hundreds of DVDs that I produced and I can't sell, right? So that's really why I never went forward with doing DVDs. Oh, the other thing, and this is the other one, this is a huge thing, all right? The Angry Video Game Nerd put out one episode every couple weeks, maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Maybe in a month he'd put out 2-3 new episodes. Okay, that was his production kind of schedule back then. The frequency of videos he would put out, maybe 2 a month. I was putting out new playthroughs daily. Daily, I was putting out hours of gameplay. All right, typically a DVD can hold, you know, now we're talking regular DVD, not Blu-ray. We're talking a regular DVD can probably hold maybe 4 hours of content. Unedited video content on one DVD. So if you're talking, you want, let's say for example, oh, I want to watch a full playthrough of Phil playing Mass Effect 2. Well, that playthrough was like 30 hours long. So you're talking, what? How many discs? 6-disc set. You know how expensive that would be to buy and to produce? You know what I mean? It wouldn't be viable at all to produce because of the amount of content that I'm putting out, the raw gameplay. If you were, okay, Phil edited his videos and his Mass Effect 2 playthrough is an edited 2-hour presentation, sure, then I could do a DVD set of like maybe 6-7 games, right? And it would make sense. The DVD set would cost $20 and you'd get, a ton of stuff. But I was always raw, the Mr. Raw unedited, right? So because of that, it wasn't viable to do that. It just wasn't. It wasn't viable to do DVDs or anything like that. So in reality, it never really became a serious consideration of mine at all. Because I just didn't think that it made any sense and it wouldn't really work, okay? Now, later on, years later, in 2012, okay, we released Project 7. And this was, much like the Angry Video Game Nerd, an edited series where we were only going to release an episode maybe every couple months, okay? And we were hoping that to be maybe 8 episodes, and that would have been perfect, right? An 8-episode series on DVD with behind-the-scenes stuff that we did as parts of extras of the DVD set, and that we were strongly considering was going to be something that we did. Sadly, Project 7 never continued. It ended after 4 episodes. So that idea that would have been an awesome thing to sell on DVD just ended up falling through. Okay. All right, let's continue. Proto Assassin did a 60-bit cheer and said the following. Hey, I just saw this game trailer for a game called Greedfall coming out in September. Wasn't sure if you've heard or seen it. It's an interesting mix of Assassin's Creed and the Souls series. Was wondering if you'd look into it in September if it isn't too busy. Well, I haven't heard of this at all. I find it weird that we didn't hear anything about this game during E3 or ever. Greedfall, right? I've never heard of it. Why on earth, if this is a hybrid of Assassin's Creed and Dark Souls, didn't no one hear about this game? It's kind of odd to me. But if you guys think this is something interesting for me to check out in September, I'd be more than happy to look into it. Let me know. Please take a look and let me know what you guys think. All right. Okay. Infinite55 gifted another sub, this time to Super Slade. Congratulations to Super Slade on receiving the gifted subscription. Hope that you enjoy it. And again, thank you, Infinite, for the support. It's much appreciated. Okay. Rosie O'Donnell has tipped me $1. Thank you, Rosie O'Donnell. The Rosie O'Donnell Show. Oh, God, who remembers that? Now, that was a long fucking time ago. Anyway, Rosie O'Donnell tipped me $1 and said, since society won't see you as a PC type of person and will always look back on those not-so-good remarks you made over the years, does this make you the Roseanne Barr of Twitch? Let me put it this way. No, and here's why. Alright? People always tend to bring up stuff from my past when they want to say, oh, this is a reason why Phil's a bad person. This is a reason why Phil doesn't deserve success and herpa-derpa-derp, okay? But they always bring up shit from my past, and the stuff that they try to bring up from the present is so pathetic and lame. They literally lie about stuff constantly. They try to spin stuff into things that it isn't, just to create controversy, because my present-day content is not controversial, is not insulting. It's very chill and fun and relaxed and good, and, in my opinion, good content, okay? So they have to literally either reference the past or make shit up in order to try to cause controversy, because there just is no controversy surrounding me anymore in the modern era. Okay, there just isn't. But the difference between me and Roseanne Barr is that I improved for the better over time, and it's a very rare occurrence when you're going to see me do something that would be deemed, oh my God, Phil really screwed up bad here, look what he did, right? And not to say that those moments don't happen, but they're very few and far between. I'm here streaming almost every single day, all year long, right? With very few exceptions. And maybe out of that, 4 times a year, do I do something stupid? You know what I mean? Like, that's rare. 365 days a year, 4 days, something went wrong, or something bad, you made a mistake, right? And in reality, the things that I do that are mistakes aren't even really that bad anyway, and they're quickly forgotten and no one really gives a shit. Roseanne Barr to this day is still doing stupid shit. Like, I think, was it just a few months ago, she made some racial comment about some politician or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between, okay, in the past, I said controversial stuff, and I want to forget it, and I want to move on and become better, and, oh, I just keep doing the controversial stuff. I can't help myself because I really didn't learn or anything, you know. You see what I mean? So, I don't know the full details of it, but, you see what I'm saying? So, that's the major difference. I don't keep making the same mistakes over and over. And Roseanne absolutely kept doing it and kept getting punished for it over and over, you know? So, that's the difference between me and her, is I learn, I change, and I realize those things I used to do were pretty stupid and aren't necessary to be entertaining, and I much enjoy being myself rather than constantly being the guy who has to say the over-the-top remark about race or gender or sex or swearing. Like we already talked earlier on the pre-stream, swearing constantly. That stuff isn't needed to put out quality content, right? Back then it was a catch on YouTube. It was a way to get people to watch my stuff. I don't need that anymore, okay? I've improved for the better. Roseanne probably genuinely feels that way. You see what I mean? Probably genuinely feels that way. So, not much you can do about that, right? Alright, anyway, continuing on. King of Hypocrisy did a 50-bit cheer and used the Bleed Purple cheer mode. Thank you very much, King of Hypocrisy, for the 10% bonus bits. They said, Phil, me and some other people in chat are in agreement you need to switch up the types of games you're playing. For a while, you've been playing the same types of chill games that are either builders, Japanese, story-heavy, or games you've been playing for months. Like Call of Duty Blackout. Okay, so guess what, King of Hypocrisy? Would you please join one of the major game studios? Please work to develop different kinds of games and release said games, because they don't exist. I'm playing new releases. I'm playing all the games that are out, and the things that people are enjoying watching are the games you've just described. The chill streams, right? The streams that have been ongoing playthroughs like Blackout or Minecraft or MLB, or more chill games, Judgment, you know, things like this. These are the games that people are tuning in for. These are the games that people are contributing to. This is what people are telling me they want to see, right? It's not my fault that the other kinds of games aren't coming out. I don't know what else to tell you. There was a time when the big AAA releases were varied and different and interesting, and they were, plentiful. Every month you'd have 2, 3, 4 major big game releases that everyone would get hyped for. Now they come out and they're all duds. They're pieces of shit. They're grindy, repetitive, garbage games meant to generate a revenue stream for a company rather than an artistic and fun game, right? In the last year, how many great games have we played? God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Dragon Quest 11, Resident Evil 2 Remake, probably I'd say Metro Exodus, to some extent Sekiro, even though some people don't really like the game, I would still give it credit. Sekiro was a pretty damn good game. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was, 5 games? Now, how is it my fault, right, that there's not a variety of games to play, and that there isn't stuff to do besides chill-style stuff on stream? Why would you blame the streamer? Now, by the way, last year, it was kind of the same situation. So I played a ton of Dark Souls style content. If you remember, I played Dark Souls 3, I played Bloodborne, etc. People complained to me constantly that I was playing too much Dark Souls content for the upteenth time and I should do different variety of content. I should stop doing that stuff. So I did. Now, that was popular stuff for the streams, but people complained, so I stopped playing that kind of stuff, right? I hate to say it, Street Fighter sucks. There's really not much to go to in the realm of Street Fighter anymore. I know that was one of my fortes, and people liked watching me play Street Fighter. There's nothing to play. Street Fighter 5 is garbage. I'm not going back to it ever again. It really is a waste of everyone's time. Mortal Kombat 11, I played the shit out of for over a month, right? And, it is what it is. Yeah, I play what's available. I'm playing the new games. I don't know what else you want from me, King of Hypocrisy. If you'd like to join a AAA game developer and develop a variety of games and put them out and make good games for me to play, I'd be very happy. I can only play what's there. Alright? So you're actually complaining to the wrong person. I am playing the stuff. I'm playing the stuff that's available to me, that people are asking me to play, that's fun. and I'm playing the stuff that works on stream. If Minecraft, MLB, Blackout, if these streams are working, if people show up to these streams to interact, if people contribute, if people have fun on these streams and tell me this is fun, meaningful content, why would I stop playing them to do other stuff? I don't even understand what your point is. All right, I really don't. You're telling me as a streamer, abandon the stuff that works because you personally are bored. Well, not everyone's bored. I don't know what else to tell you, okay? All right, let's continue on. Grazy Dream gifted a sub to Golden Colts. Congratulations to Golden Colts on receiving that. Thank you very much, Grazy Dream, for the support. Evan@55 gifted a sub to King of Hypocrisy. Thank you very much, King of Hypocrisy. I appreciate that. All right. Ace Age to the 50-bit cheers, and my apologies if you already explained it. Why did you pick Dragon Quest Builders 2 when you have Minecraft? They seem like similar games, but I'm unfamiliar with Dragon Quest Builders. Ace A, I did explain it. I already went into massive detail about it previously on the stream, and I'm not going to go into massive detail about it now. In a nutshell, I don't know much about Dragon Quest Builders 2 either. No, it's not Minecraft whatsoever. It's very different. And today, after today's stream, we'll have a better idea of what it's going to be, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to prejudge a game with preconceived notions just because people say, oh, if it has crafting or mining, it's Minecraft. No, it's not. In fact, it's very different from Minecraft, and people who have a closed-minded attitude like that are basically missing out on stuff because they just, believe stupid shit instead of trying stuff for themselves. In reality, in the 3 hours that I played this game yesterday, I felt it was very, very different from Minecraft. So, okay. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all your contributions. I appreciate your questions, your interactions. Everything's been good. All right. I think it's time to end the pre-stream and get started. Like I said, let's jump into my Dragon Quest Builders 2. Let's see where the game goes. All right. And keep in mind, this will be a very interactive stream, I feel, because this game has a lot of downtime. Okay. Ace just cheered. He said, I finished Abzu moments ago. Its art style is beautiful, but not as impactful as Journey. I don't know what the hell Abzu is. Never heard of it. Personally, I didn't really like Journey. I thought the Journey was an incredibly overrated game. I really did. So if it's like Journey, I probably wouldn't like it. Just being honest. So, okay. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Oh, one final thing. I totally forgot to bring this up. It's Sunday. For those of you who aren't aware, Sunday is the final day for my cheering leaderboard to update. There's a cheering leaderboard that's integrated into Twitch chat, and it's the last chance for people to get up on the cheering leaderboard. So before we adjourn the pre-stream, I should give credit to the top cheerers of the week, because it's been a couple days I haven't done so. I kind of feel bad, all right? So without further ado, thank you to the top cheerers of the week. This will actually reset overnight, okay? In 10th place, we've got Herblerd. In 9th place, Vote Democrat. We have a tie for 7th place between Crystal Laser and Wonderbar. In 6th place, DJ Runo1. In 5th place, Why That NCCA Gamer. In 4th place, Sambuca 2020. 3rd place, Cosmic Clown Face. 2nd place, Nihilistic Goldfish. And in 1st place, in cheering this week, Philip's Smelly Chair. Hilarious. Alright, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. I want to use the restroom very quickly before we begin. Give me like a couple minutes here to go use the restroom quickly. And then we're going to start Dragon Quest Builders 2, okay? Thanks. I'll be right back. See you in a second.